Hey everyone, thanks for joining us again. I'm going to stick with Ohio on this episode. A couple of guys from northeastern Ohio. John Rhodes, we're going to follow him on an urban archery hunt. Little doe management in the urban areas, northeastern Ohio. And John's going to show us how, even if you fully engage yourself in everything you do, it doesn't always work out like you planned. John is probably one of the most hardcore guys we've got on the team. From building arrows to building his own longbows to now watching John's hunts. He might canoe up a river several miles to get to a spot to hunt. And John's decided that he doesn't like to drag deer out anymore. So you'll see John actually skin, quarter, cut up, pack a butchered deer out of the woods when he goes now. It's kind of like watching the guys out west hunting elk. He says he's getting prepared in case he ever needs to go out west and hunt. He's fully experienced in processing them in the field, putting them in his pack and taking them out that way. But he loves it. It's good to watch. But John he's hardcore and he's dedicated, so he's going to run you through a little bit of the process and see what just what happens when a plan doesn't come together. After we follow John to northeast Ohio to check out his hunt, see how his day went, we're going to go to southern Ohio with Tom for an early November archery hunt, hunting the rut here in Ohio. He and I took vacation at the same time to try to hunt this 10-day stretch and see if we timed it right this year, see what we could produce. So come join us, go with John. When we get back from John's hunt, we're going to head out with Tom. Thanks for tuning in.
Skin Fahrenheit. They got a few skinning holes in it.
Hey,
the taxidermist can't see.
Rhodes here. I am heading to my urban spot location that's close to home. October 20th, it's Friday, little after 4 o'clock. Should be in the stand by about 4:40 latest, I'm hoping. Anyways, this will be sit number 4 at this location.
Is it a temperate rainforest?
And sit number 5 total for the season. So hopefully a doe will come through or something that I can shoot. We shall see. It's been goofy at this spot. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I know there's 2 other guys that are hunting the area, and I don't know if they're boogering it all up, but put out like 80 pounds of corn and some other feed last week, and I was there like basically an afternoon, 2 afternoons in a row, and they hadn't really touched it. So I'm not hunting that location there tonight. Just based on what the wind direction I have, I'm sitting the other stand, and hopefully have some stuff working tonight. If not, that's the way it goes. But I'm out of here, and I will touch base later on my way home. Fishing Road's here. Well, just came out of the woods, and I missed tonight. Nice doe came in, was behind me, so I had to lean around to the right of the tree, and my camera arm is on the left side of the tree, so I had it on the other side pointing back to her. I had my GoPro on my stabilizer with one of them retractable or bendable arms. And the tree's here, and she's over here. And my camera, my main camera, is on this side. And say this is my bow. My GoPro is right here, pointing back towards me like this. And the tree was right here, and I'm trying to aim, and I'm pushing the GoPro back over this way. And by the time I got all that, she was looking up at me. She's only like 20 yards. So I figured that she'd probably drop on me as soon as I released, so I aimed low. And I don't know if I aimed too low or I aimed right where I should have, and she just didn't drop or duck the string, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, she stayed around for another 15-20 minutes trying to figure out what was going on, and she didn't know. So when it got dark, I got down, I went and looked at my arrow, and it was clean as can be. No blood on it. There's a little bit of white hair on the broadhead, so I'm guessing I shaved her just real low. I had the Tacticam on my stabilizer facing at her, so we'll see what that shows. I had 3 cameras going at once, so I'll go back, check the footage, and see what happens. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go hunt with a buddy down in I don't know, eastern, mid-central eastern on the Ohio-PA border in Ohio. So supposed to do a morning and afternoon hunt with him, so we'll see how that goes. All right, well, I had the opportunity tonight. I just didn't execute like I should have. So no excuses other than I just plain old missed.
So, as you can see, it doesn't always work out. John puts more time in than anybody I know, and it doesn't even work out for him every time he goes. And that's why we call it hunting. So now we're going to go to Southern Ohio. Tom and I are on vacation first week in November trying to hunt the rut. Tom lives about 4.5 hours from me, grew up with me, and comes down and hunts. So this particular week we started vacation. Tom comes down on Friday evening, pulls the cameras, see what the last 2 weeks activities have been, calls me, lets me know what's going on. Had a really tall, heavy buck show up on camera that we hadn't seen before. So he puts it at the top of the list. We've got vacation started. I hunt behind my house. Tom hunts the farm. I had just hung a new set back there. And we'll show you a couple clips first before we join Tom on his hunt. Kind of leading up to his hunt. By 8:30 in the morning, I had 2 bucks look directly at me and bust me. So aggravation set in. Spent the rest of my morning moving that stand. Had to be done. Period. There's no reason those deer should have known I was there. Take a look at the first buck you'll see in this clip, and look how weird. Young deer, small buck. Shooter by no means, but a perfect left side of his rack. And as he's coming through the brush, I'm looking thinking, what in the world is wrong with this stupid looking thing? Check out the right side, laid down flat against his face, coming down like eye guards and guarding the whole right side of his face. He's an oddball for sure. Anxious to see what he turns into. Then a little while later, shooter shows up. Got the camera on him. He's going to come right like he should. And this stupid thing, shouldn't say stupid, he outsmarted me. This crazy thing comes through the brush, steps up, looks right at me, stares at me for what seems like an eternity, and then turns around and runs off, spooked. So I got down, moved the stand, shut everything off, cameras, phones, everything. By the time I got done, my phone was on fire. Messages, text, voicemails from Tom. Not checking on me, wondering why he hadn't heard from me, but needing something. So, check this out. Let's see how Tom's hunt goes. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of bad luck on this hunt, and you'll see, and I want to apologize for it now. One of the things you don't notice in the heat of the moment when you're self-filming, sometimes your cameras can take a crap on you. Everything works good, the deer shows up like he should have been perfect. Unfortunately, when it's crunch time, when it's time for that money shot, the camera goes south. Everything prior to and after, we were pretty much able to salvage, but that one particular moment, it's going to be a little tough to see. Trust me, it was even tougher for us to look back at and view, because that moment can't be recaptured. So, but anyway, check out this hunt, follow us along. busted by 2 different bucks this morning, so I decided that stand had to be moved. Kind of a pain to do it myself, but got done moving the stand, getting it hung back up, and my phone is full of text messages and voicemails and missed calls. Tom's got a big one down, so we're headed that way to see if we can find him now. Sounds like it's a big tall buck that showed up on camera last night. A lot of height, tall, tight rack, a lot of mass. So we're gonna go see what we can find. Said he thought he heard it crash, waiting on me to get there, so here we go.
Tom Laser, Main Beam Outdoors. Here is Scott. He came out to go help me try to recover a buck I shot this morning. Yeah, I had him on camera for the first time a couple nights ago, and when I checked my camera, I'd never seen this buck before. Real tall, not a lot of width, but real tall, and the mass on him is out of this world. So I put him on my number 2 hit list. So this morning as I was able to do that, so we're gonna go right now, and I got a good shot on him, and we're just gonna go try to follow the blood trail and see if we can cover this thing. Come along with us. Get you some.
We're still rolling. There he is. Holy cow, look at the mass on that thing.
Ain't he great? Wow. Oh, you big booger. He's been rubbing.
A lot. Man, that is a good deer. Look at the mass. Whew, man.
He's got kickers back here in the back. I can barely reach my fingers around that. He's been rubbing trees this morning.
Wow. All right, we're rolling.
Tom Laser, Main Beam Outdoors. Did a nice recovery, thanks to Scott. Went about 40 yards from where I hit him initially this morning. Just one heck of a nice big Southern Ohio whitetail deer. Look at the mass. Not real big as far as width, but the height and the mass just totally makes up for it. He's even got some kickers in the back coming off here. Got some fresh tree bark he's been out here rubbing this morning. I'm happy with this deer. This deer means more to me than any deer I've ever taken because of the property I'm hunting and the people who are out here with me and let me do this. I was raised around this area, about a half mile from this property. Always admired it, always loved it, and always wanted to hunt here. Lucky enough that the good friends I have down here granted me that access and gave me a chance to take a deer that means more to me than any deer I've ever taken. It's the biggest, but it could be the smallest as long as it's taken here and be able to share this with my friends. In fact, Alan, come here. Come on in here, Alan. This is Alan Egerton. He's the homeowner and the landowner here. Alan's the one that allowed me to have the permission to come in here, be a nice man like he is. One of my best friends right here. We're coming closer every day. And Alan, I really appreciate it, brother. I really do.
Just like a son.
Thank you. You're like a dad to me. I appreciate that, Alan.
And thank goodness Alan's got a side-by-side. We can haul this thing out.
You got that right, because I don't feel like dragging it any further. All right, we'll go ahead and get this thing off and get it out and load it up, and we'll put this together, and we'll see when the video comes out. Have a great day now.
Awesome.
Right, man,
Look at that, Alan. You got kickers